Alright, reaction video. Yeah, but I'm not really going to make response videos to heroin. Let's see, I forgot. What's the rest of his name? Oh yeah, Church. What the hell does that name mean anyway? HeroinChurch. Why would you choose that name? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I'm not at all interested, to tell you the truth, because you're just a little game player. And it's just quite obvious. I mean, just, knock it off, this drama you want to create. A little drama whore. How dare you, Inmendham? You will not vilify me. Oh, I mean, just such a joke. After the videos you have made, this is just so preposterous. And all because of a secret PM. Yeah, you got privately tutored by Graytex. And he opened your eyes, to the fact that you need to be more of a selfish son of a bitch. Yeah, you're already completely up your own ass. You don't care about anything. All of this is just Vogue. You're vegetarian because it's Vogue, okay? You want the right to die because you want it. You don't want it because you understand what it is. You posted a Jack Kevorkian video, and it makes me want to throw up now, because I just imagine just how insincere all of this is for you. So yeah, you're just such a piece of garbage. So anyway, is that vilifying? I called you garbage. You're garbage. Well, anyway, I'm going to play his video. I'm going to have to deal with him. He says, "There's nothing to deal with here. You're an idiot." And we'll go through the list and demonstrate it. For the record, I mean, I did have a couple of private conversations with people where I indicated some worrisomeness about the erratic behavior of HeroinChurch before all this happened. I wasn't exactly promoting him as the greatest, advocate for the cause. So if you go back through my record of thummy-upses and all that kind of stuff, you'll find out that it's, But whatever. Let's go through this shit. Because, it all did sound a little too mimicky. It sounded a little bit too much like he's just mouthing the words. And so anyway. And that's the only way you could have these kind of reversals in fundamental philosophy, is that it's all just parroting. He's just parroting words. But none of it means anything. It's all, he's like the amazing atheist, who I believe he is sub to. It's the world is there for him to ponder, but he hasn't any real connection to anything that doesn't affect him personally. Let's see. Nice way not to get what I said at all. Shit stick. There is a truth that we make up as human beings. So there you go. So this guy says, your argument is there's no such thing as truth. Okay. So he says there is a truth that we make up as human beings. Now, you're going to argue to me that I'm somehow going to be shaking in my boots, that you're going to be making some horrendously powerful arguments that I'm just not going to be able to overcome. And that's your logical continuity. There is a truth that we make up as human beings. I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Amazingly stupid combination of words. Just too stupid. It's obviously not the truth if you make it up, moron. This is so stupid. So I'm just going to read his comments, so we'll just make up the ones before it. You seem much and have little knowledge about what drugs I do and how often, dumbass. Well, I mean, you did tell us all in your videos what drugs you do and how often. So, again, that's just fail all over the place. It seems like every video you did, you were puffing on a pipe or doing some other kind of shit. In this video, it seems like you're eating something. You can't do a single video in any kind of straight format. I mean, you can't just do a video where you actually seem to think that you have some obligation to the audience, not to cough in their face or do some other slobbering nonsense. So, but that just adds more credibility to this argument that you have no sensibilities beyond your own. You have no sense of your capacity to affect other people, and yet you just gripe and complain. Okay, no, it's not his argument. Yeah, you must not be a fan of democracy. I don't know what that has to do with. This is about the truth. So I don't know, but obviously you're the people that aren't a fan of democracy, because as soon as the democracy says something like having babies is unethical or immoral, then all of a sudden democracy is no good. Yeah, surprising. Well, not surprising, really. Yeah. Skies are a good point, he said. So this is more of your impeccable intellectual reasoning capacity on display here. So Skyzer's argument was about something as being just absolute objective truth, that the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, and this is Skyzer's unraveling of that truth. Wrong. An objective truth is based on subjective reality. IG1. IG. Our reality is subjective because of how we are looking at it. Well, that's saying the same thing, so bravo. The water may indeed be 100 centigrade to us based on how we measure the water. Now, isn't that really, really interesting? That's exactly the statement. There's a scale that is established that basically accounts for all for a relative measurement of the absolute quantity of atomic movement. There's just no way to unravel that. It's a standard that you can't get around. I mean, every dick is being measured by the same ruler, and HeroinChurch wouldn't know anything about this, but yeah, they get bigger when there's more blood in them, and that's a fact. There's more volume of blood, and the dick gets bigger. Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, you people have no fucking clue. Ask a tree. Now, why should we be asking a tree? The point is that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade, which is a measure of atomic activity. The end. There's no asking a tree. We don't need to ask a tree. A tree has nothing to do with the statement of fact. So it's a truth. It's beyond a reasonable doubt. There is no reasonable argument there, because the standard is based on exactly the boiling point of water, and everything else is tied to it relatively. So it's a fact. It's as factual as water is wet. You can't unravel it. The word wet was invented to describe what water is. So you lose again. But anyway, so if those are going to be your good points, if you're going to be making profoundly stupid arguments like that, then you're just going to be a source of some entertainment, I imagine, but no enlightenment. Get over yourself, troll. Yeah, well, get over yourself, troll. You insincere troll. Game playing jackass. So here we go. Take care of yourself. Exactly, 2B. Oh, now you're on first name basis. Some of these people are just too brainwashed to let it go. It's like that movie, The Beach, where you're just big on these little girl movies, where the lady won't leave the island because she can't let the cause go. Well, whatever. I mean, everybody can play that game forever. You can just call every single person that utters a statement or a sentence and just call it cult. Just keep doing that, playing that game forever, and has absolutely no credibility. You have to actually make arguments, and you haven't made any. You've stated what you are, okay? You've said, I don't really give a fuck about any cause. I just care about me. And that's what you've said. And other people have said, well, fuck you. And you're complaining. What should they? Why should they say something other than fuck you? You just said fuck you to them. Why shouldn't they just say, well, fuck you right the fuck back, asshole? Especially the way you did it. I mean, there's no doubt that you fully understood what you were doing. That when you made that video, you didn't have any expectation that everybody just say, oh, that's just swell. I mean, did you? Oh, come on. No, there's no way. To be serious always has to say some kind of crap, but I won't bother reading her shit because it just pissed me off. So we're going to get to another HeroinChurch comment here. Let's see. Takes a while. Okay. Here we go. I suppose I should hope so. You've watched enough of my videos. There's a difference between deciding you don't want to promote AN anymore and taking a big dump on the AN enterprise here, though. Well, again, you took a big dump on it. It's not just about not promoting. We've heard your rhetoric. We've heard you. Well, this Inmendham thing is, he's got this concept of other people, having equal value to yourself. Now, I don't get that at all. And you turned it into some sort of creationist theory, okay? Even though every single video I made on the subject, the word reincarnation was contextualized, you completely abused that and perverted it to your own purposes. So don't play a game. You don't know what you were fucking doing. Your exchange with Inmendham has deteriorated into... This is HeroinChurch. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. Yes, I'm versed in the argument, DE. I'm just explaining that if we do not save the world, we will be okay as individuals. I'm just explaining that if we do not save the world, we will be okay as individuals. I mean, again, how this individual thing. So again, you don't regret your existence, and you would sentence yourself to exist again. So you want to die. I'm supposed to believe you want to die. I mean, now I'm going to start talking like great text because I have to wonder how much you really do want to die. And yet you would do nothing to stop the next victim. You couldn't lift a finger, couldn't give a fuck. And that's exactly how you got where you are. It's because there was no one there to stop your birth. Nowhere there to give your parents some kind of pause and to oblige them to maybe think about it for 10 fucking minutes. That's why you're here. That's why most of the world is here in this reckless pigsty. Is because no one could give enough of a damn. And how much are you being asked to give? Oh yeah, let's maybe just not delete your videos. You didn't need to make some transitionary statement. I have to take care of myself. So blah blah. You didn't need to do any of that shit. All you had to do was stop making videos on the subject. That's all you had to do. And why didn't you just do that? Curious, isn't it? I mean, you already had deleted all your videos, right? So why did you even need to make the video in the first place? You could have just stopped making videos on the subject and talked about whatever. Fairy princess ice cream. Why did you choose to make a scene? Oh, that's right, because you're a little drama whore. That's why. Okay, yes, of course, and it should be noted that I am taking issue with Inmendham here more than the philosophy, and would appreciate some support regarding his extreme and contradictory. You're the one with the contradictory bullshit, fella. A week ago, it's you're mimicking my words as if they're spoken by a god, and all of a sudden you're oh no, Inmendham, but you're not going to prove any of this contradictory crap and comments. No, you're not going to prove any of it all. You're the one saying faggot is offensive, and yet you type it in your own comments section. I think that sounds like a contradiction. You're the one saying I'm not doing drugs, and yet you've made numerous videos talking about your prolific drug use. I mean, it's just an amazing nonsense. Amazing nonsense. All right, Derived Energy basically says, I'm not going to engage in personal feuds and office politics, blah, blah, blah. Well, whatever. It's kind of a cop-out. Michael Jackson was a child molester. He really was. A little child molesting, losing creep. All right? He wasn't no fucking, wasn't an honorable human being. There. You want to have some office politics? You idiot. Really, just cop out. HeroinChurch is the one who's fucking contradicting himself. Why are you even talking to the asshole? He's obviously a lying, game-playing drama whore. There's nothing sincere in any of this shit. Just like there was nothing sincere in the first time he did this. Like I said, this isn't like it hasn't happened before. He did exactly the same shit, a few months ago. Listen to the video a few more times and maybe you will hear the part where I state that logic grows from whatever seed you plant initially as a value judgment. Well, hasn't the whole argument of antinatalism been that we have meticulously described what those seeds of value are? I mean, I am known for the phrase suffering sucks. I have channels devoted to that phrase, right? And so you don't understand that that's the argument, and so you're saying that there's something that's impure about that seed, that seed isn't a valid or solid beyond a reasonable doubt seed. Yeah, well, that's what you're saying. You're saying that you people can figure it out for yourselves, and it doesn't, and there's no such thing as a good or bad theory. That somehow all these theories are equal. Yeah, you're an idiot. A big, gigantic, colossal, fucking waste of time. So anyway, now we'll get to the actual video and get this over with. Yeah, still one of my little video images. Yeah. Okay, start back here at the beginning. I put the sound on.
Well, now I'm being called a drug addict and told that I don't have, I'm not competent enough to know whether I should have the right to die because I'm erratic and I'm sick.
No, the point is quite simply obvious. I just said if I was the opposing counsel in the court case and some guy was going to testify in that court case, I certainly would make the argument that look at this guy testifying. He just completely switched his whole philosophical view almost upside down, and it's almost upside down. I mean, show me the other nihilists that are anti-natalists. I mean, the true anti-natalists, not the fake ones. Where they would actually just want, where they would want the right to die just for themselves. Like they would still be for it, even if they could never have access to it, because they're not nihilists, because they're not selfish little cunts. Okay? And so there's no point in living for your little selfish cuntery. There's no other, I don't think there's any other way to understand the philosophy, if you can't understand it, that you're not trying to take something from somebody else. You're trying to protect victims, and victims with an S. All right? Well, I've already explained this. There's two ways that you can see the world. Through emotional empathy, by imagining the world as yourself, and just intellectually, it's just so fucking obvious that they're all sentient creatures. It's just obvious. But anyway, we won't go into that again.
Cocaine, apparently. Oh my God, Gary, you're just digging your hole deeper and deeper, man.
I'm not feeling any of that. Sorry, I feel so much more relieved that you're out of this. Okay, because you were nothing but a bit of a concern. Like, what's he going to do next? What kind of bullshit is going to happen next? And like I said, the last 2 weeks you've been nothing but erratic. I complained in 2 videos because all your videos you just disappear. What is this bullshit? Then even when they all weren't disappearing, periodically they were disappearing. I mean, fuck that. I mean, who needs this crap where people aren't even going to be accountable for the videos they make? What's the fucking point? I mean, it's just bullshit, man.
You're trying to paint me as a villain, but I'm known to be pretty sincere on here.
What are you doing now? See, you're eating again, right? You're doing... I mean, goddamn. I mean, you can't take anything the least bit seriously. So, yeah, I mean, you pick your nose and wipe it on people's shirts or something? What kind of fucking retard are you? Social retard. Jesus Christ.
I'm pretty straight up with who I am, with what I believe. I haven't veered away from my right to die stance. I haven't veered away from my vegetarianism. I've been consistent on most of my issues. Just because I'm making a divergence from your so-called absolute truth, from your fucking fascist regime, does not mean that I'm...
Well, you haven't articulated any of this fascist regime stuff. You haven't made the argument. What you said was... as you said in your other comment section, you said that the truth is too harmful. That's what you said. You said that in a sentence. Okay, the truth is too heavy a burden. That's your cop-out, fucker. So now you're making a different argument. Now you're making a different rationalization.
that I'm a motherfucker, that I'm an asshole, that I'm a phantasmagorical, and any of the names that you're calling me, okay? I don't deserve this shit.
Well, you just stated in the goddamn comments section, you just applauded a guy who sat there and just phantasmagorical his way out of the fact that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. You just said that's not an established truth. That's what you just did, fucknut.
And, you know, you're going through the comments and you're bashing people like Goober Paint, and
that didn't happen. So I don't know why you're bringing. I got nothing but love for Goober. Okay, nothing but love. Okay, so that's a lie. That's bullshit. You got that one wrong.
A couple other users on there. You know what? Those are people that have had good videos too. You know, they have been. Just because they aren't completely brainwashed by your specific model in your fucking head does not mean that there's anything wrong with them or that they are not credible. And it's just
again, this isn't about them. This is about you. One of them makes a video and calls themselves a nihilist and says, "I'm going to embrace my own selfish desires and I'm going to call all of your belief system rubbish and a cult." Well, then, yeah, I guess I'm going to be a little pissed off at that person. So go ahead. If somebody wants to do the test, then that's the test. That's the standard. I've cut off really quality people I really liked on this fucker net for that kind of crime. But see, I don't have any time for people who want to celebrate selfishness, who want to talk about how they need to take care of themselves. Well, fuck you. Get off the internet then, shithead.
Baffled by your audacity and your arrogance. And yes, I am worried about some of these other antinatalists because they are young. And I was caught up in your bullshit just like they are now.
Oh, yeah, when were you exactly? What was it? So you were caught up, and then you were uncaught up, and then you were caught up, and now you're uncaught up. So where does all this go? Okay, you're the erratic one. They're not the erratic ones. They're not the ones deleting their shit. They're not the ones all fucked up all over the place. They're not saying one thing one day. They're not crying on the fucking tubes. They're not doing all the crap you're doing, jackass. So, I mean, you're the one in trouble. They're not having any fucking trouble. You know. They can articulate the fucking philosophy all on their own.
And I can understand how they are invested in your addictive, negative vibe.
Yeah, right. So you're just, again, so you're insulting them so overtly now, right? So you're just coming back at them and saying you're just cult members. You're just being deceived by his fucking incredible negative charm. I mean, this is the stupidest argument I think can be made. What cult? You can't show me a cult in human history, all right? That was developed around some guy who said, fuck you, just about to everybody in the cult. Who didn't give a damn, didn't do a fucking thing for them, didn't promise them a fucking thing but misery and a pain in the ass and an unpleasant day. What the fuck am I giving away that's so fucking charming? What? Asshole. This is the stupidest argument.
As I pointed out, I was caught up in it. So, yeah, you're going to have to be dealing with me, Gary, because I'm
busy eating my fucking ice cream or whatever the fuck it is. Your soy. I don't even think you ever ate soy in your life. I mean, there's nothing about you I can perceive to be the least bit sincere or the least bit, there's no grains I can put with this to even make it even come close to something I'm going to give a fuck about what you got to say. Because I'm just going to figure it's some kind of calculated bullshit. Like your fucking video was. A piece of calculated bullshit.
Advocate, you could say, pretty much. You're not going to be able to just demonize me like you have some of these other people, because my arguments are more nuanced than that.
Yeah, whatever. Let's hear one of them. Oh yeah, water doesn't boil at 100 degrees centigrade. Yeah, that's really nuanced, all right. And why doesn't it do that? Because trees don't think so. Oh. Trees don't agree. Yeah, I don't think that matters. I'm pretty fucking sure it doesn't matter.
Also, I explained how I used the term nihilism, in that I meant that you cannot claim that there is an inborn truth that's out there. That's like claiming spiritualism.
Inborn truth that's out there. That's your statement, okay? When have I claimed that there's an inborn truth out there? So why don't you quote somebody? Because I've never said there's an inborn truth out there. Never said that. What I've said is the world is made of mechanical process, and that we have a mind capable of modeling the mechanical process. And part of the process is, in fact, logic, relationship. Okay, the relationship between a diameter and a circumference, much like the relationship between sentience and suffering. The relationship between attraction and repulsion. The relationship now between the words positive and negative. Again, another relationship between the words good and bad. Again, another relationship, the words productive, destructive. Now, all these things are related to each other, and we can logically find the relationships through our modeling of the world. The logic is built into reality, and there's a truth to be gleaned, like the theory of evolution. It's a truth discovered. It's a truth. It's not made up. It's discovered. And you're a fucking cunt. Which you probably like, but you're a skanky cunt.
You're basically saying it's almost like pantheism, logic version, and
yeah, well, again, you're just making these things called accusations, and what you're not making is any kind of substantive argument. So is this what you're going to take with you to court? Is just a bunch of accusations?
I'm not really buying that, because these truths are manufactured in our minds based on preferences, based on experience, based on...
Right. So based on preferences and experiences, and whether some whatever homosexual pinched our ass in an unwelcome manner, will decide whether or not we understand what a replicating molecule is. Is that your fucking brilliant argument? You know, that we can't understand when you go out into the world, and so if you don't see the fairies, it's because you got fairy trauma. If you don't see Jehovah, it's because somehow Jehovah molested you when you were a kid. I mean, fuck you.
Bias. The reason that you and I would dislike existence so much is because of our circumstance. If we were...
What a crock of shit. All right? It's just a crock of shit. I've explained many times. I grew up in a great family, all right, in a great atmosphere, except for, I lived in the South, which sucked. But the South was great because there was lots of animals, lots of stuff going on. And yeah, I gleaned my understanding. By the time I was, 7, 8, 9 years old, I knew I was in big fucking trouble. I was already looking for the aliens. I was already looking for how the fuck to get out of here. Now, it wasn't because anything traumatic happened to me. The only trauma is that I asked a lot of questions, and I got a lot of silly, idiotic, fucktarded answers. All right? And so then, I watched my pet lizard die, and I watched caterpillars get burned off of trees, and I watched possums get thrown against walls, and I watched some other damn shit go on, and I said, there's no excuse for this. This is bullshit. And then, the little circumstantial, incidental things that happen to you, the little bumps and bangs and bruises that go on in the course of one's life. I don't even want to go into a whole personal thing, but yeah, it didn't take any trauma, okay? It's not some sort of emotional reaction. It's a logical reaction. I'm living in a shithole, and none of these assholes have any justification for it. Nothing complicated there. I mean, I would have been anti-natalist when I was 9 years old. Somebody walked up to me and said, yeah, this place is completely fucked, right? I would have said, yep. And they would have said, I think the thing to do is just not to perpetuate it anymore. And I would have said, yeah, it sounds right to me. And so what? Where's the trauma there? Where's the over-emotional reaction? Where's the, it's all for me personally. It has nothing to do with a rational observation. Where is any of that? And what I can show you is the exact opposite for all the assholes that you're now clanned with. They've all come from some sort of Christian notions. They're all the ones who are just, well, if we do it all right and perfect, everything will be okay, but we'll love each other. They're the ones using words like love. Am I doing that? Am I the one using words like beauty and love when we know this is just subjective crap? They're the ones who are completely invested in those words. So why don't you do some preaching to that choir now that you're in a different church? Why don't you preach to that choir? Because that choir is going to tell you that love and beauty means something, jackass.
Or if we were wealthy Wall Street billionaires or Brad Pitt or something and we were banging hot bitches every day, I don't think we would be complaining quite as much as we are. Myself, it's all about...
well, speak to yourself. Again, speak for yourself, you selfish little cunt. Like I said, I was born better than you, and I became much better than you. All right, really quick. I always had a capacity to understand that other people are feeling creatures, something that you just don't have. I had that right away. Right away I got that one. Okay, that the other shit is just like me in the shit. I even had it for ants. I would watch ants for hours and wonder about, well, you know, maybe I can help this guy put some more crap on top of the mound there because he looks really tuckered. You know, I mean, I had those thoughts. So they were already part of the game. I already knew they were players in the game. They were invested. So, fuck you. You know, really. I mean, I already hated nihilists when I was 5 years old.
The circumstance of not being able to be a woman, it compromises my ideal vision of what a life should look like, and that is problematic for me.
Yeah, whatever. Again, so what? All right, so you're just confessing that you fucking see the world completely emotionally, which was part of what the accusation I made. Then fine, you shouldn't be making YouTube videos, fucker. You shouldn't be talking philosophy. If you gain your philosophy emotionally, then you shouldn't be fucking talking philosophy. It should be the other way around. It should be your philosophy that beats the fuck out of you emotionally. That's the way it should work. It should be top down, not bottom up. Okay? That's the way thinking and logic has to work. The Mr. Spock has to beat the shit out of your Captain Kirk. And if you're letting your Captain Kirk own Mr. Spock, then you're doing it wrong, shithead.
Though I can't judge others and say you shouldn't want to live. You shouldn't. You can say it's an imposition. It is an imposition, of course. I was imposed upon, but that's my psychology. Someone born in Africa does not necessarily carry the view that I carry, even if they're in a...
Right. So you would like to be someone in Africa. Okay. So maybe somebody can work that out for you. You know, we can give you the right drug, and then just transplant you into a African vagina, and you can be a girl in Africa. How would that be? Yeah, you can be a girl in Africa. They have it so good down there.
Shitty situation. They might want to live. They might be glad that they did live at the end of it. You have to ask them at the end of their life.
Right. I'm not even going to have a conversation about what I have to do. No, I don't have to. I don't have to ask retards what their favorite color is. I really don't have to do that. Okay? I don't have to ask a retard at what temperature Celsius does water boil at. Okay? I really don't. I don't need to do that.
You can't just assume that everyone is going to be, that everyone is going to agree with this, and not everyone does. Most people do not feel imposed upon. That's just a practical reality.
And who's arguing otherwise? Nobody. I would argue that most people probably are, though, there might be a lot more anti-natalists than we realize, just because most people aren't procreating, okay? And it's only this minority of people that are doing most of the procreating. So It's worthy of consideration.
You know, you say there's not much you would call more revolting than a nihilist, but, hello, I'm not having kids, am I? Am I telling people to have kids? No.
Yeah, whatever. Like I said, you're telling me that you're not having kids because you philosophically understand it to be a bad thing, and that you decided not to have kids even if it wasn't true. Who were you going to have the kids with exactly? You were going to get a girl pregnant that you don't even like girls? I don't really understand. So you're going to lie to a girl? Huh? I don't understand. Explain to me exactly how you were going to do the kid thing otherwise. That was a philosophical decision. I don't think it was.
Metamorph had kids. I don't see you shoving a fucking dick up his ass about it.
Well, so again, this is your big, giant, superior intelligence at work again? The man wrote a fucking book. Yeah, after he had kids. If he could do it over again, he wouldn't have done it, shit fucker. I mean, you can't be dumber than this. You really can't. People acquire an understanding through their life experience. He was in a fucking religious cult for 10 years, you stupid shit. And then he figured something out, and he said, holy shit, if I ever fucked myself. Yeah. You don't get that, you dumb ass? Man, you're dumb. You are really fucking dumb.
So, what's the deal with that?
I just explained what the deal with that is, okay? Not everybody figures it out when they're 7 years old. Some people figure it out when they're 47.
Having a kid more morally wrong than me saying, hey, I'm just going to live my own life and not fuck with others? Come on with that shit.
Yeah, well, whatever. Again, you're not doing it for any principled reason. Again, it's all selfish reasons. You want the right to die because you want to die, and so you personally want the right to die. It's not because you understand that there's millions of people and will be billions of people that should have this right to die. And that it wouldn't matter whether you get to die gracefully or not. What matters is that human beings get to die gracefully. Jesus. Fucking idiot.
You're the selfish fucking prick who doesn't give a fuck about counseling people who come to you in times of need. You're the selfish fucking prick who has...
what's this about? Yeah, that's right. I don't counsel people. That's right. I really don't. People send me PMs. Got the whole... Yeah, no, I know. No, I got nothing to give, baby. All right? I really don't. I have arguments to make. That's what I do. I make arguments on the internet. And honestly and fairly. And that's it. I don't got anything else. Yeah, I don't. I'm giving all I got.
No empathy and no kindness towards people as people.
Well, that's just bullshit. Like I said, I do say I'm sorry. Life is fucked up. I do say tritisms, but that's the best I can do. So I don't know what this crap is about. Do you have some evidence of my cruelty to somebody? Somebody who sends me some sort of sincere PM? You didn't do that, asshole. You made a public video, okay, basically repudiating me and my philosophy in an insulting and degrading manner. You didn't PM me first. You didn't say, this is what, I've acquired this, great text inspired me with some beautiful love rhetoric, and I've completely reversed on this idea that I have any obligation to fight for anyone else's rights but my own. Yeah, this thing works two ways, this whole cult thing. You people, in a way, you people who are, who use me, which like I said, I really don't care. I don't want to be the center or the focus of anything. If we can find somebody else to be the leader, I'll be all. Let's make derived energy king of the anti-natalists, okay? Yeah, let him have that burden. Because my argument is you can also slander. You can damage me. All right, you're talking about how I have all these responsibilities to you. You have some responsibility to me, fucker. And you couldn't even think that, oh yeah, maybe I'll cue Gary in on this one. No. Yeah, fuck you.
Well, you only care about people as tools towards your agenda. So deal with that argument. For fuck's sake.
I think I just did. You treated me just like a tool, jackass. How did you give me anything? How did you do anything for me? How did you in any way feed me? What have you done for me except create chaos and irritation? What beyond that have you given me, fucker? Yeah, that's right. Nothing.
And he's calling me Hitler in the video. He's not going to sup with Hitler. Oh my fucking god. So now I'm Hitler.
That's not what I said, but it's a metaphor. It's a common metaphor, asshole. I mean, have you ever heard it before? I'm not going to sup with the devil. I'm not going to sup with Hitler. I mean, this is commonly used to indicate that, I don't feed my enemies. All right? Nihilism is the enemy of anybody who gives a fuck about anything. Because that apathy and that selfishness is too fucking useless.
Actually, I'm quite a lot more compassionate than Hitler. I'm not a racist, and I'm not a genocidal maniac. Not that I'm saying that you are, but I'm just saying that your comparison is a laughable joke.
Well, whatever. You can say it's a laughable joke. My point is the reason why you exist, okay, is because of nihilism. Okay? Because people just couldn't give a fuck. Because people couldn't be bothered. They couldn't be, what's the word the English use? I'm not going to remember it. That funny little phrase they use. Couldn't be something. But anyway, I'm picking all these English phrases up, which is funny. But anyway, and that is the biggest blight on the human race. Are all these people who just can't give a fucking shit. Oh, voting's bullshit. Like it's too much trouble to write down Donald Duck. You can't do anything at all. You can't even write Donald Duck on the fucking ballot. I mean, fuck you.
I'm not the center of the universe, no, but I am the center of my own universe, and each mind is a universe.
No, whatever, exactly. So it doesn't make any difference. Your perception is that you're the center, period. So I don't sup with people who think they're the center of the universe.
To its own, you acknowledge that sentience is the core of all value. So each sentience is, in and of itself, an individual universe, an individual life experience. And that's why I say, when you're dead, you don't have to worry about all this other shit that you can't
I mean, duh. The fact that the dead don't worry is completely irrelevant if the living are still worrying. You're just not getting it. How do I fucking win if something equal to myself, if I'm a pawn on the chessboard and I'm crushed and I'm replaced by another pawn? How is the world different? Oh, because Pawn Gary and instead of be Pawn Gary. What's the differences are irrelevant. There's no difference between Pawn Gary and Pawn Gary. So fuck you. You can't get logic that simple. You can't get something that fucking obvious. All right? That their pain is just as important as your pain. I've made this argument. And if your brain is working any other way, thinking any other way, that there's somehow some point in working your consciousness for your consciousness alone, and not realizing that your brain might as well work for any other consciousness. It might as well devote itself to any other consciousness, because it's all the same. If it's going to scheme for the welfare of something, it might as well be anyone. There's no distinction. There's no difference. A broken leg is a broken leg. It doesn't matter who has it.
Realistically influenced very strongly. I mean, a fucking government can't really influence it. What do you think you're going to be able to do? I'm trying to get you to see reality and to relax a little bit. I'm trying to say...
Oh, fuck you. Exactly. Yeah, you're trying to turn me into a useless tub of shit like yourself. Well, fuck you. You're not going to do it. I'm not useless. I'm not futile. I'm not pointless. I'm going to get the best I can out of my fucking working life. I'm going to be as Mr. Spockian productive as I possibly can be. Yeah, and fuck you. Fuck you, you waste of time and space. That's all you'll become.
a little bit of stress and a discomfort and anxiety. As someone who respects you and admires you, I haven't said anything horrifyingly rude towards you, and you just attack me like this? What the fuck is your problem? Okay?
There's nothing. I don't have to make an argument here, okay? I didn't attack you. You attacked you attacked my core, asshole. Okay? You misparaphrased my philosophy in the first place. Again, there's no possible way you couldn't know that nihilism, okay? I mean, maybe you didn't know nihilism is the same thing as nihilism, but they are the same thing. And I've said the word enough times in enough videos for you to know I'm not going to think you becoming a nihilist is a good idea.
Appreciate it, and I'm not going to sit around and take it. He says I'm not working.
I don't give a fuck what you do. I couldn't... What's the word again? I couldn't be arsed. That's it. I couldn't be arsed. I couldn't be arsed to give a fuck. All right? Like I said, I should have known after the first time that I just shouldn't even mess with this fucker. And so my bad for letting you even in the fucking door.
For the future, that I'm not working for him. That's the problem. I don't want to work for you. I want to work for what I see to be the truth.
And go ahead and do that, shitwad. I don't give a fuck. I was defending my reputation, okay, from your perversion of a circumstance, your little gameplay. You know, Lord Greytex has made me see the light that Inmendham's really a homophobe, and his whole philosophy is some wacky reincarnation theory. Fuck you.
Don't I have the right to counter-argue you? Isn't that what you want? I'm giving you a counter-argument here from what
No, you haven't touched anything close to a counter-argument. You're just fucking whining and complaining because I'm saying you were already troublesome and now you're entirely useless because now you have no credibility. All right? You're a flip-flopping, waffling, and now completely, skyzored. You've got Skyzor cooties now. I mean, you're completely fucking useless. You got Skyzor cooties. You're a loopy lunatic. You'll say anything, argue anything, and only do it because you're butthurt, petty little fucker. Not for any principle. You don't even know what a principle is.
Can see to be the truth. You can't just say, oh, this is the formula, and that's what it is. There is more nuance than that, and you know it.
People keep talking. You keep using this word. There's more nuance. There's more No, there isn't. Consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, addiction, nuance. No, it doesn't fit. Sorry, you're gonna have to articulate it. Nuance. That's a Professor Anton bullshit. Yeah, just keep using words. It's ambiguous, because I say so. Yeah. There's fog. I'm telling you, it's fog. Yeah, you can't see it, but it's there. I'm not going to describe the fog. Yeah, you can't describe fog. I'm just saying you can't see anything. Everything's obscure. I can't tell anything's anything. I can't see anything here. No. Fuck you.
You know that. And you keep bringing back to how I've done this before with my Love That Soy account. All I did was ask you what was keeping you living and how much of that suffering that you were enduring was worth this goal that you had. And I mean, it comes back to the point that I made that you can't say that creating suffering in the now is going to prevent suffering in the future, because you're in fact increasing the net suffering. If you actually...
That was irrational. No, you perfectly can say, okay, that if you fix something now, there's a little hole in the dike, and you just put a little putty in it and you clog the hole. That's right. It could be fixed for 100 years, but now there won't be any erosion, there won't be any more corrosion, the whole thing won't fall apart. So you can do little things now that'll have a huge impact in the future. That's the power of the present. You can sacrifice now for a huge benefit in the future.
Cared about suffering in and of itself. Case by case. then maybe we would agree. But you're saying, oh, I only care about the suffering at large, suffering as a collective. And
I only care about the that's right. There's a rational equation. I mean, you want to go feed each one of the hungry people. Look, we can make the argument again about malaria. Okay, there's two strategies. You go out and with a bunch of nets, and you go out with a bunch of Band-Aids, and you try to comfort the afflicted. Or you spend the resources to try to find a cure. There's an argument to be made that the cure is the way to go. That has the real long-term potential, because the future's a long, 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 long time. And the sooner you end slavery, the more slaves you liberate. I mean, it's just the way it works.
It's not about that, then fuck you, you're a selfish prick. No, that's not the case at all, and you fucking know it.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you. You made your video and said the truth is too disturbing, and I have to, fuck it. It's too much work to be a non-commentator on the internet. I don't even, like I said, again, what was the purpose of your video? You could have slid away from the argument. You could have just retracted to the background. You decide to make an overt, aggressive statement, all right? You didn't want to just run away. You threw some fucking fruit first, fucker.
The fact that you would degrade me for having emotion is, I find that very offensive. That's who I am. That's who I'm going to be. You keep...
Well, I said that in the other video, didn't I? Well, look, he's crying, but that's okay. I said that in the video, okay? You want me to rub that in your face? So I conceded you're allowed to do that. I'm just saying I'm not going to do that in this atmosphere, okay? You're going to start making accusations about who I am and what integrity I have? I'm not going to do that with some fucking crybaby.
Crying subtly, it's a problem, or it offends you.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Be comfortable dwelling.
That didn't happen, asshole. What I said is that this is an indication of a danger, Will Robinson.
In the reality that I have emotions, that I am a human being. I'm not a Spock like you have advocated that we all be. And let's see some of your fucking tears, man. Where the fuck is your compassion and your sincerity and your kindness and your empathy? All you've got is anger, and just because you have anger doesn't mean your self-righteous anger is justified.
Well, whatever. You can say whatever you want. What I got is arguments, okay? And arguments don't come out of thin air, all right? You have to do a lot of thinking. You have to do a lot of soul-searching. You have to do a lot of go right into the core of your smelly anus almost to go find this shit. So I've done my work to be who I am, fucker. and so fuck you. I have no apologies to make.
That's enough of a video for this. Gary, if you want to debate, I don't think that your version of it is the right version.
Sorry, ran out of time. Memory ran out. So let me play
in my head right now and all these inspiring ideas that I just think that this antinatalism thing is needing to be altered, and I don't think that your version of it is the right version.
Yeah, whatever. Again, another empty, just vacuous nothing statement. Why should I give a fuck what you think if you can't explain what the fuck that means, asshole? What are you arguing with? And I don't have any interest in a debate. You want to be able to argue something? Take any one of my Effalist videos and argue it, fucker. Explain to me where there's an error, where there's something wrong in there, where there's something wrong about the facts I've used to base the conclusion that it's a stupid game, and the quicker and the more passively you end it, the best. All right? But I'm not going to run away from the truth that we can expect that there will have to be in the very end times, the very end of this game, there might have to be some people that get stepped on. But I think it is going to be some people arguing billions of people. What a crock of shit that is. I mean, there aren't billions of people, going insane, eating, horribly dying or something because China has a one-child policy, is there? No. So I'm just saying people will acclimate to the New World Order without the necessity of smashing them with clubs. Most of them. Anyway, Yeah, fuck you. So anyway, sorry about the interruption, but, memory, over an hour video. I wasn't expecting to go on that long. So, if you watch this far, I could give you like some sort of magic, some sort of prize. Let's see. Oh yeah, well, as it's going to be on the website anyway, right? Yeah, yeah. There's the Naked 8 page. It is kind of. I'm going to be messing with these backgrounds, different kinds of backgrounds, and I'll put some Vimeo videos in here that are, also artsy, nudie stuff. So if you watch this far, you can find this page. It's donotgod.com, nudeart.html. So there's your little bonus. Who cares? And such.